All right, people. Welcome to Power Plant Trades. I have a very informative video today. I'm going to talk about how to read my my entry points. But before I do that, what I want to do is talk about what I want my followers to do on a minimal basis. I want to make that more clear. So what everyone should always do is do some sort of a like on Power Plant Trades at least once a week. Some sort of a like at least once a week, right? But obviously people should do that, something like every day, but at least once a week to maintain. Because if I check a follower and I haven't seen any activity like in a week or so, I'll probably block you. Okay, and you will not be in Power Plant Trades. So that's a minimal. Now, of course, on Power, it's on Power. When I post on Power Trigger Trade, the plans and stuff, what you can always do, some people can do is they can make comments or at least and some likes, and that can be done on Power Trigger Trade and Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits. I mean on Twitter as well, right? And it's actually more important on Twitter, but it can be done both ways. So when you do like something, share your experiences. When you have a chance. It doesn't have to be every day, once a week, couple of times a week, something. But at least make a like, do something on Power Plant Trades as a minimum, as a like there. But I also encourage people to do get active a little bit here and there and make comments on Power Trigger Trade and Power Trigger Trade on Twitter. When you can, or when share it, share an experience. If you got into something. Again, remember, people don't need to take the trade. Now, going to go to Power Trigger Trade here. I'm going to open up DE, okay, and just explain an example. Now, I posted this bullish plan for DE, and the next day DE started to go up higher from this plan. And we're going to go over that. DE needs to break above 84.30 on some good volume to confirm. 800K on a 30-minute chart is a good sign. If the volume is weak, then look for power towards 85 with a break of that number as well. Well, let me explain what happened. And sometimes I talk about basing above a number, and I want to explain that. And it's going to show this very well here. So here's DE, right? So what happened on the next day? The stock opened up around 84 and shot up to 85.13 in 10 minutes, right? And the market wasn't that great that day, and the next 10 minutes it comes down, right? But if you add up the volume, it really wasn't really that great. Now, one thing I do sometimes is if something comes up that I don't like the volume, I think it needs more time, I wait for some sort of basing I talk about. Well, if you notice, this stock really couldn't base above 85. If you see where we close all the time, we're below, right? So couldn't even, and then of course then they dropped it down. By the time then they dropped it down, right? So by the first half an hour, this is a 10-minute bar. By half an hour, volume was nowhere near 800K. I was looking for some good volume, and if the volume is not there, I would look for, again, can it take above, this is an example, this is going to change. I'm just talking about how it breaks above certain highs. This is a great example, and it couldn't, okay? And, it never could really trigger properly. So, think about basing above a price point, people. All right. Okay. All right. So people make comments on Power Trigger Trade, and when you can, but at least, like I said, on Power Plant Trades, make a comment. Really pay attention to the plans. And again, that's the basing technique. Sometimes you have to pay a little higher. Okay, and it really, as you can see in this case, this happened, by the way, in DE. This happens a lot. There's a feel to things. When things confirm, they're going to confirm really strongly with good volume. And when they don't, sometimes they confirm, but and then the volume comes in a little later. But there's some sort of a basing. You can see there's some really strong price action. And this takes time and experience. But the but what I've explained here and shown is you can see that this could really barely base above 85. This is the technique I talk about. You're going to see me write basing above a certain number, and this is one of the reasons why it couldn't really do that. And so when the volume didn't seem right, wasn't nowhere near what I was talking about, what I usually do is I look for, can it base above that number, and does it show power higher? So sometimes you have to pay even higher, but you know what? It really helps to avoid getting into this. Sometimes we might miss trades, and sometimes you have to pay a little bit higher to get that momentum, to confirm that there's momentum in the stocks when we're entering the trade. So there you have it, people. Trading is a constant learning process, but this is one of the really this technique really works, and I wanted to show that and explain that, and this DE example is great. So look over it. Pause the video at key points, and again, follow the rules inside of Power Plant Trades. It's going to be a great future, and there you have it. Thanks for listening. Like the video.